Well, hello. I got 5 things for you today that are the reasons why I think I make more money, things I focus on, things that I do. I'm going to express them today, and I think that the last one I'm going to talk about is the one I just added. That's why I was a little confused on 4 or 5. I added one more here because it's probably the most important one. All right, so let me talk about these today. My name is Daddy O. I do a little bit of Ubering and a little bit of YouTube from time to time. So let me express to you why I think I know of the 5 things that I focus on to make more money. All right. Let's talk about this again today, some of this. Number 1, time of the day. I don't normally get up and do this, but I know a lot of drivers that do. Daddy O sleeps in some mornings. Time of the day. Early mornings is a great time to get out and do some Ubering. All right, it's cooler. You're moving people around. They're going here and there. They got to get somewhere if they're up that time of the morning. Time of the day. The evenings are in some cases the best time. I've gone out and not worked all day long and go out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and make my money during the evening. All right. Evenings is when you can go out and hit the bars, the restaurants, and do all that kind of stuff. People are moving. They're getting around. They might be doing a little bit of drinking. They don't want to be driving. That's a great time. So time of the day is important. Don't just go out in the middle of the day. And if you've worked Uber very much, you know the middle of the day is not a great time to get out and make some money. It just don't happen. All right. That's the moments where it's kind of, all right, do something else. That's what I'm doing right now. All right. Let's get into the number 2. Don't do long trips. I will not, and let me express this real quick. What I'm talking about today on these videos is what I do in my market. Some of this doesn't work in every market, all right? I'm going to talk about some of these things. It doesn't work in every market, all right? So it's don't do long trips. Long trips are not worth it. I get offers all the time to take someone 200 miles. 150 miles. You know, the money that they're offering me to do that, I can make more than that just sitting still. All right. Don't get wrapped up in those long trips unless you need to go somewhere, because once you get there, you got to get your butt back. You got to figure it out. Now, I know of drivers that do long trips. That's what they focus on. I picked up some people. I've told a story one time. I picked up these people one time, and they were telling me about the driver that had picked them up at the international airport and brought them over to the hotels where I work. The driver had started their day literally 300 miles away from where I am. The driver, the girl driver, the female driver, had started her day all the way that far away and had worked her way up. They said she had a bag packed and she was going to just try to work her way. There are drivers that do that kind of stuff. I don't do that. All right. It's not profitable. It's not the way I want to do my Ubering. All right. So don't do long trips is my theory. I know if you do long trips and you've made it work, comment. Leave a comment down there, okay? And also on the time of day, if you do, let us know what time of the day you work. If you're an Uber driver, what time of the day is profitable for you in your area, your market? And also, if you would, when you tell us that, tell us what is your market. Tell us where you're working at, okay? That'd be great for not just me, but for other people too. All right, so I don't do long trips. Doesn't work for me. Another thing here is number 3. That's location. All right. I've expressed this in videos before. I work a concentrated area. That's my key. I know my area so well that anything that pops up in my area or as I'm riding people around, I can explain things to them. And I've told you about talking before. Okay. So talking is a good one. So it gives you an opportunity to say, hey, that right there, or hey, that over there. And when you start doing that and you're explaining things to people that are new in your area, all right, they kind of key up on that. They respond to those kind of things. So knowing your location is great. All right. Now, for you drivers that are having a hard time, you may want to look at your location, because Uber is not good everywhere. Just because it's good in my area, or it's good in some of these other areas where people are really making it and working it and making it happen, Uber's not good in every market. I mean, in every location. Just because you say, okay, I want to be an Uber driver, and you go out and start Ubering, doesn't mean you're going to make any money. That might be a bad location. All right. That might be a bad area. Like I said, Uber is not good everywhere. All right. It doesn't work. All right. I'm fortunate. Other people are fortunate that are able to work those kind of areas. So it's not good everywhere. So if you're having a problem with Uber, it might not be you. It might not be your vehicle. It might be just where you are. All right. So you have to kind of judge that. Now, I've told you before, I work a high-end kind of area. There are high-end hotels. There are high-end restaurants. Those are places that I work. All right. And again, I only talk about on this channel what works for Daddy-O. Okay. I can't help it if you're in a bad location. But location is very important if you want to make Uber and make money. All right. It's just, you got to be where the business is. All right. And the business I focus on is high end. Okay. So if you can get located near those kind of places, resorts, high end hotels, I happen to be in a beach community. So that is helpful for Daddy-O. All right. And the fact that Daddy-O has lived in this location most of his life, other than other little excursions for a year here, year there. I've lived in this area. There's no one around here that knows this place as good as I do, unless he's a police officer or something that's got more information on addresses than I do. I don't know. Anyway, location is very important. All right. If you want to make good money. All right. So we got that out of the way. Uber's not good everywhere. Take that to heart. All right. Another thing that I do that I have talked about in videos before is I rent, and I have an electric vehicle. All right. I rent a vehicle through Avis. That's all I'm going to talk about that one on this video. There's other videos talking about that if you want to do it. I rent a vehicle and it's electric. All right. I'm in the Mach-E Mustang, the real good one. All right. It's fun to drive. I enjoy the hell out of this vehicle. It's cheaper than gas. I can go on and on and on about my vehicle. All right. I love it. Absolutely love it. Here's what happens. And I'm telling you, it's the word that most people, 95% of the time when they get in here, they're going to comment on the vehicle. Here's the word that they use. Wow, this is fancy. Okay, I've told you before in videos, first impression. All right, when someone's getting in the vehicle and they're going, wow, this is fancy. And I mean, that word is used, I'll guarantee I'll hear it another 5 to 10 times today. This is fancy. People have never seen these things before. Okay, so that's one of my little gotcha moments. That's one of those little things like, okay, the rest of this ride's gonna be fun, because once they do that, we're on the same plane. Okay, I can start talking about things then. All right, number 5. This is the biggie. That reason why Daddy-O makes more than the average Uber driver. Period. Experience. All right. And you can't get experience unless you get out there and do it. All right. Daddy-O, for those guys that are new here, I've been doing transportation a long time. I'm not going to get into all that. It's my experience, though, with knowing what to say, knowing how to treat people, knowing what their expectations are, all right, on a ride. That's the reason I make more than the average driver. I've got experience at another level, other levels of doing transportation. That's the reason I'm able to make more money. All right. That's just, I know how to play the games. All right. And that's what I've tried to express on these videos over the year and a half, the year that I've been talking about Uber, more or less. It's been about a year since I've been talking about Uber. In this past year, I've just tried to express my little tips. I understand this also if you're still hanging. If you don't like what I'm saying, I don't care. I'm only talking about what works for me. That's all I can do. I'm not going to convince anyone to go out and get an electric rental. I'm not going to go out and try to convince anyone the time of the day you should be working. I'm not trying to convince anyone, not to take long trips. I'm not trying to, I'm just telling you what I do and what works for me and what makes me more money. It's my opinion. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go with that for right this second. I might do something else. I got another thing I need to do it on a video on, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go with that for today. I gotta get back to work. It's a gorgeous day again in Florida, and let's go make some money. Anyway, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do the thumbs up, do all that kind of stuff if you're still hanging on. Anyway, Daddy-O out for this second. You guys have a good afternoon, good evening. Bye.